They said it was just her age, that forgetting names, getting lost in familiar places, or leaving the stove on was part of growing old. But they were wrong. What was destroying my mom's memory wasn't time. It was something we were giving her every single day, thinking it was safe. A daily habit. A so-called harmless pill. Something so common that millions of seniors are using it right now, without having any idea what it's doing to their brain. In the next few minutes, you're going to learn what I wish I had known earlier. You'll discover the 5 hidden causes behind memory loss in seniors, including specific medications that affect memory, overlooked daily habits that destroy memory, and the early warning signs of dementia that most families miss. I'll also show you natural ways to restore brain health, protect the hippocampus, and what to stop doing today to avoid repeating my mistake. This isn't about scaring you, it's about equipping you. Because if you have a parent over 60, or if you're starting to notice memory lapses in yourself, this might be the most important video you'll watch this year. And once you understand what to look for, what to ask your doctor, and what habits to change, you'll realize there's still time to protect your brain and the people you love. The first memory slip seemed harmless. She used to laugh when she forgot small things, like where she left the remote or what she came into the room for. "It's just age," they'd say. And at first, it did seem harmless. But forgetting your neighbor's name after 20 years? That's not nothing. That's one of those early signs of dementia in seniors that many people overlook. It's exactly how habits that cause memory loss sneak in, slowly, quietly, until they feel normal. What causes memory loss in elderly women isn't always dramatic. Often, it hides behind what we call common aging. But ask yourself, why would someone suddenly forget familiar places or names they've repeated their entire life? That's not just aging. It's the start of daily habits that destroy memory. Things like poor sleep, a lack of mental stimulation, or skipping breakfast can be part of it. Even reading less or avoiding conversations can shrink the brain's ability to recall, especially the hippocampus. And then comes the guilt. Not hers, but her son's. He thought he was helping, being present, supportive. But he didn't know what not to do for brain health. He didn't notice the pattern. That it wasn't about forgetting where she put her keys. It was about forgetting what keys were for. And when that kind of memory goes, it's already late. But something else was happening behind the scenes, and it had started long before anyone realized. The medication she trusted was silently erasing her mind. She trusted the little white pill. Took it every night before bed. It helped her sleep, or so she thought. No one told her that this harmless medication could be blocking acetylcholine, a vital chemical for memory. No one explained that benzodiazepines or anticholinergics, often given to seniors, are among the top medications that affect memory. She didn't know these were linked to memory loss and confusion. She thought the fog was just part of aging. The truth. These pills interfere with how brain cells talk to each other. They slow down synapses, the way a foggy window blocks the sun. And over time, the brain begins to lose its sharpness. Especially in older adults, this leads to what experts call neuroinflammation and memory loss. But most families don't find out until the damage is done. That was her son's case too, learning too late that one prescription can be the start of a silent cognitive decline. Imagine this. You're giving your mom something you believe is helping her rest. But night after night, it's erasing pieces of who she is. Her childhood memories, her recipes, the name of her granddaughter. That's not a side effect, that's identity loss. And no one warned him. These are the dangerous habits for brain health we rarely talk about. Trusting blindly without asking, is this really safe after 60? But the real shock came the day she forgot something she never had before. The day she forgot where the pots were kept. It was supposed to be a normal afternoon. She walked into the kitchen to make lunch, just like she always had. But then she stopped. She opened one cabinet, then another, and another. She couldn't remember where the pots were. The same pots, in the same spot for over 30 years. That simple moment was a warning, not just for her but for her son. These are the senior memory warning signs that don't come with alarms. They come with silence. Losing track of objects is one thing, but forgetting where something is kept, in your own home, that's different. That's the kind of lapse that points to the hippocampus shrinking, a part of the brain responsible for memory and spatial recognition. And yes, certain habits that shrink the hippocampus, like lack of sleep, chronic stress, and poor diet, can make this worse. But in her case, it wasn't just one habit. It was a series of overlooked dangers piling up over time. He tried to laugh it off. "It's okay, Mom. We all forget things." But inside, he felt the ground shift. That moment hit harder than any doctor's diagnosis. Because now, the question wasn't, is my mom losing her memory? It was, how much had she already lost without anyone noticing? And the worst part? The very professionals they trusted were still saying the same phrase that would haunt him later. The doctor said, "It's normal for her age." He finally took her to the doctor, explained the memory lapses, the kitchen confusion, the moments of blankness. And the response: "That's normal for her age." For words that sound harmless, but can destroy lives. Because labeling every symptom as just aging creates silence where there should be action. These are the moments where early signs of dementia in seniors are dismissed, and the opportunity to act begins to slip away. Doctors mean well, but even the best professionals can overlook the real cause. They don't always connect brain fog to something as simple as a B12 deficiency and dementia, or to years of using over-the-counter sleep aids that damage cognition. They don't always check for inflammation markers that point to neuroinflammation and memory loss. And so, families walk away feeling relieved, when in fact, they're racing against time. Because every day without action is a day closer to permanent damage. He wanted to believe the doctor, but something didn't feel right. Deep down, he knew his mom's decline wasn't just about aging. She had always been sharp, energetic, independent, and now, she was forgetting where she put the sugar bowl, what day it was, who she had just spoken to on the phone. Still, the professionals were calm, routine. But what if the real mistake was accepting that calm, instead of asking one crucial question? What he discovered too late, but you still can act on. He started digging. watching videos late at night, reading articles, talking to pharmacists. That's when the truth hit. There were tests he should have asked for. There were supplements like vitamin B12, omega-3s, and magnesium that support memory. There were daily choices that could have made a difference, like removing processed foods, reducing acetylcholine blockers, and building a routine for senior brain support. But by then, she was already far into the fog. He learned that certain foods that cause brain fog in seniors, like artificial sweeteners, fried foods, and even diet sodas, were part of her daily habits. That some natural ways to restore brain health had been proven to work. Morning walks, hydration, and mental stimulation like puzzles or storytelling. But no one had told him. No one had shown him how to reverse early cognitive decline, until it was too late to help her recover fully. The guilt didn't come all at once. It came in flashes. The day she didn't recognize her neighbor, the day she got lost 2 blocks from home, the day she called him by his brother's name. But with every new fact he uncovered, he felt both heartbreak and hope. Because maybe someone else, someone watching this, could still change things in time. Maybe your story doesn't have to end like his. Maybe there's one last chance to protect a memory before it disappears. So now that you know the truth, what are you going to do with it? Will you keep telling yourself it's just age? Will you wait for another name to be forgotten, another pot left on the stove, another doctor to say, "That's normal"? Or will today be the day you take the first real step to protect your memory, and the memory of those you love? You don't need to change everything overnight. But stopping one harmful habit, reviewing one prescription, adding one brain-boosting food, could be the difference between decline and recovery. And the best part, your brain still wants to heal. You just have to give it the chance. So ask yourself, how many more signs do you need before you act? If this video spoke to you, help it speak to someone else. Share it with a friend, with your siblings, or with that son who's been worrying about his mom. And of course, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Because this is just the beginning. We're building a community where aging doesn't mean forgetting, and where knowledge protects the ones who matter most.